Hello Maza, Andrew, and the rest of you on the 5 Mad Heathens channel. If you don't already know who I am, my name is Danny. I go by Radioschizo or the Radioschizo, depending on the account I'm using. Maza brought up a good question this week. It had to do with lying and how often do we lie? With that comes a couple more questions like what do we consider a lie exactly? What is a lie? Why do we tell lies and are they really good or bad? I want to start off by defining the terms. Basically, I for the most part agree with Andrew's definition. Basically, the way I would put it is that a lie is a statement that intentionally contradicts or misrepresents what you know to be the truth. I do make a differentiation in between a statement that is a lie and a statement that is deceptive. An example that was brought up earlier in the week was the wife or girlfriend asking the husband or boyfriend if she was the only woman in his life, and he responds and saying, "Yes, you are the only woman in my life," neglecting to mention that he was having a homosexual relationship with a guy. Now, I would say that the person was not lying. They did not tell a lie. However, they were deceiving their significant other. Now on to Maza's little experiment challenge. He asked us to write down every time we told a lie and everything like that, and I did not do this. I'm not really a meticulous note taker. I did try to be mindful of the conversations and things that happened within the past couple days and sort of make mental notes of when I lied or was not entirely truthful. By my count, I averaged in between 2 and 4 lies a day. For the most part, I tried not to be harmfully deceptive. Examples of things that I lied about during the week would be like to my probation officer when he asked if I had smoked cannabis recently. I said no, and that is definitely a lie. Also once, a couple days ago, when I was playing World of Warcraft with a friend of mine, I kind of wanted to get off and talk to some of my friends online or do a couple of other things besides play WoW. And I told her that I was going to cook some dinner and then go to sleep because I needed to wake up earlier the next morning. Another example would be when my mom asks me how my job hunt is doing and how many jobs I've applied for that day. I'll usually inflate the number, or even if it's 0, I'll say that it's a couple. I dropped off a couple applications or resumes here or there. I'm not going to people's doors and pretending to sell magazines and then when they open the door pull out a gun and rob them blind. So that brings us to the issue of morals and the morality of lying. Is lying good or bad? Well, like many of you have also concluded, I can't tell you whether a lie is good or bad because there are circumstances surrounding each lie that we tell. Lying is not a black and white issue, so judging lies as a whole entity with a right or wrong label just isn't possible. There are a number of cases where lying is perfectly okay and not harmful, even to the person being lied to. One last thing, I also wanted to bring up a couple of origins, quote-unquote lies, and why I wouldn't really consider them as such, at least a couple of them. Like when you told, I believe it was your brother or somebody else in your family, that there was nothing on television. Well, technically, yes, you did make a statement that contradicts what you know to be true. But I don't really consider figures of speech to be lies per se because, I mean, tons of people say, oh, there's nothing on television. And even the person hearing the statement knows that the person telling it isn't telling you that when you turn on the television, you will see nothing. It's a figure of speech designed to basically say, look, when I turn the TV on, there's nothing worthwhile that I would watch on there. So there might as well be nothing on television. This is generally understood by both parties, and that's why I don't really consider it to be a lie. I think that's going to be my 2 cents on lying, at least for now. I might have a couple more things to say during the podcast on the same subject when it comes up. Thank you guys for letting me provide my input this week. If you ever need me to be a guest in any future weeks, I will be happy to. If a subject ever comes up that I feel like making an input to anyways, even though I'm not a guest, I'll probably just make a video response and post it as a response to the video that asks the question in the first place. Thanks again, guys, and peace in the Middle East.